Do you remember telling the police who drove a gray Charger?
Objection 403.
On just getting to how he knows who shot whom and why steps were taken afterwards, and the fact that it was an alleged gift gang and rival gang is very relevant and not cumulative.
Sustained.
Have you ever heard of Denise Bell as it relates to, are you typing something on the computer, Mr. Zachary? What you typing on the computer?
I don't know.
Good.
Computer line. Don't touch it.
This man's playing games.
I'm told, I don't know what it's.
He's looking at his reflection of his hair right now on the fucking laptop, dude.
The people positions in the car that you said you were in the night Adele Avenue got shot up. Do you remember telling the police that Shannon's in the front? Do you remember telling the police that Dee's on one side? Right? Do you remember pointing out to the police during that interview where Moulton was driving? Do you remember telling the police that specifically Shannon was a front seat passenger? Huh? I didn't say the front seat. Do you remember telling the police that Shannon was a front seat passenger? Do you remember telling the police that you were sitting behind Shannon? Why are you asking that?
It don't make sense. He was there. How come he didn't tell me?
Mr. Zachary, will you please answer the questions that I'm asking? Do you remember telling the police that Shannon was a front seat passenger?
No.
Bro said who got charged with it.
Telling the police that you were sitting behind Shannon? Do you remember telling the police that Demekion was sitting behind Moulton?
No.
Hypothetically, if you did tell the police that Moulton was driving, how are you keeping Moulton out of it?
Yes, Your Honor, what was the question?
He said today that he was trying to keep Moulton out of it.
Sustained.
How does telling the police that Moulton was driving keep Moulton out of the shooting? You don't remember? Nope. Do you not remember? Are you not remembering because you see any people that you know out in the courtroom that you care about?
They told I can see.
I understand, but you know who I was in this case, don't you?
No.
You haven't seen it?
Can see what?
Anything about this case?
Objection asked and answered.
Are you concerned about being labeled a snitch?
I'm making friends with that. I understand that. And I ain't never PC. No, that's what one.
What is PC?
Take the clip. I know that. They know they don't handle me. Know what I'm making.
Okay.
All different types of states. You know that.
Okay.
Oh man, what a I don't even know what to say.
Who got out of the car and who stayed in the car?
I did everything.
I think I asked you this, but have you ever worn dreads around April 2015?
I don't know.
Do you remember telling the police Shannon and Dee and Tay got out the car and Moulton stayed in?
All right, listen to the question she's asking and answer that question. And then you can explain if you need to.
Do you recall telling the police that Shannon had a Draco 7.62? Say the winner.
I don't know what they done.
Okay.
That was my name. I guess somebody else got my gun.
Gun was in my name. How can someone else have my gun? But there's apparently evidence that he was giving guns to people. So, but holy shit, has this day been terrible. But either way, I don't think this proves much.
How many guns can you shoot at one time? You personally. At one time? How do you hold a chopper? How do you hold a 7.62 and a 7.23 and shoot them both at the same time? How?
Please.
Show the jury. Your Honor, would the court please instruct the witness to show the jury? You're saying you can do it, so show the jury how it would be done. Do you recall telling the police that Tay had a 7.62?
Because I knew that I only had 7.62. I knew that they know I had 7.62. My name.
Did you tell the police that Tay's gun looked like a big old deer gun? But did you tell the police that Demekion had Moulton's gun? Did you tell the police that on April 28, 2015, Demekion had that gun? Did Woody trick you out of those guns? Did you tell the police that Woody tricked you out of those guns? Did you tell the police that you and Moulton parked way back and Taynam got close to the house, like the front driveway or something? Do you remember talking to police about what you did on April 28, 2015 regarding ammunition?
Objection asked and answered.
You sustained this about what they did and where they got the bullets from. So,
Sustained.
that was funny to you? You chuckled. Okay.
Hmm.
Did you tell the police that Summer's cousin dropped you all off at the house?
No.
Was Summer scared to go back to her house?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Your Honor, he explains what he did with Sheena.
Establish a basis and we can. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Your Honor, I would object to this.
Well, you're the one that just did it. Stop talking back and forth to each other.